Alrighty, class. We are going to try to add a second, and potentially you guys could add a third, fourth, fifth, sixth level to our games. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to start by creating a new scene. And actually, you know what? Let's be lazy. What if I click on our scene? And what if I copy it and paste it? I'm just curious if this is going to give me... So sample scene 1, let's press play. Let me see what this looks like. This is, I'm opening my original sample scene, so this is going to work. This is my actual level. And all I did is I copied my scene. I'm going to open this other scene. I'm going to press play. And you know what? That's going to save me a lot of heartache. That's how we're going to start making our second level. Great. Honestly, I didn't expect that to work, but I'm very happy that it did. I'm going to rename this, instead of sample scene 1, I'm going to call it 2. And I'm going to just, for this scene, you guys can do whatever you want. You could totally rebuild a brand new level. I'm just going to select all of the map objects, and I'm just going to make them blue for my scene 2. I'm going to hit Control S to save that. I'm going to go back to scene 1. So level 1 is my green level. Level 2 is my blue level. Obviously, in your game, you want to put in some more effort. You want to have actual different levels with maybe different challenges, different enemies. Maybe some levels have moving platforms. Maybe some levels have like different obstacles and other stuff. So like this level, like whatever it is, and then so this level is green, it's working. This level's blue, it's working. Obviously, you would design 2 separate levels. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna use the Classroom AI to add a object that allows us to teleport to this other scene. So we're going to do that by adding some code to the player's collisions, I think. Or we could actually just write the object itself. Let's see what the AI comes up with. I'm going to go to my classroom. I'm going to go to our classroom coding AI assistant, because we certainly don't know every single line of code in Unity, and this is the best, fastest way to get that done. So let's say I want to build a game object. When this game object collides with my player, then the scene should swap. The scene should swap to a scene with a name that is saved in the script that I can edit from Unity. Let's try this by itself. So here it's asking me for a player code. I'm just going to try this on itself. So let's see. On collision, enter. If it touches the player, then load the scene. This looks great. I'm going to copy this code snippet. We're going to go to our scripts folder. We're going to create a mono behavior script. We'll name it scene loader. I'm going to open up my scene loader. Oh yeah, that's what the AI named it too, I think. Oh no, it's not. What did the AI name it? Scene swap on collision. Okay, just whatever. Doesn't matter. The names can be slightly different. It's not going to cause an error. So I'm going to grab my scene loader. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to press, once I get my code open, which it's still loading, I'm going to press Control A to select all of my code. I'll press Control V to paste in what the AI gave me. And I'll hit Control S to save it. Now that I have this code saved, assuming that all saved, my Unity should load. Reloading. Okay, so this code is saved. We've added our code to Unity. Now we have code that lets us change scenes. Now I just need to add that to an object. So this is on collision enter, so it shouldn't be a trigger, which is fine. So I'm going to add a 2D sprite. I'll just make it a circle, and I'll just stretch it up like this, like a portal, and I'll make it purple, and I will put this scene loader. Oh, it needs a collider. I'll give it a circle collider. Oh, no, I'm going to give it a capsule collider. That didn't work. Let's give it a capsule collider 2D. And I think that should be good enough. I'm actually just for testing, I'm going to throw it down here. And let's have this object needs to also have a component. So I gave it a collider component so I could touch my player. I made it pink just so it looked like a portal. I stretched it. Did I do anything else? Yeah, I just gave it a collider. I need to also give it the scene loader. I'm going to drag in this script and add it to my components. And now I can type in what level this should teleport me to. So this is actually level 2. I'm going to copy level 2 and paste it. And now this is sample scene 3. Perfect. This is scene 2. So in scene 2, I'll have this load, sample scene 3. And in sample scene 3, did I make this a prefab? I did not. I'm going to drag this into my prefabs folder. Oh, whoops. I'm going to drag this from my hierarchy into my prefabs folder. I now have this prefab here. I'm actually going to rename it to... I'm going to rename this portal. And now in my scenes, I can drag in prefabs, a portal here, and I just have to set in each scene which scene this should teleport me to. This should go to sample scene 2. You can name your levels whatever you want. You just need to make sure your play button in the main menu and all these portals are named appropriately. So this will take me to scene 2. Control S to save my scene. If I'm in scene 2, this should take me to scene 3. If I'm in scene 3, you know what? We'll be a little crafty here. We'll do a loop. Scene 3 will take you back to... This was classic in old games, as you would just go back to the beginning once you finish the last one, and then it might add like a multiplier. But this will just send me back to scene 1, which is just called sample scene. And now if I press play, I think I'll be able to hop through these portals and check out different levels. So I'm in scene 3 right now. If I reach the end of the level, I collided and it did not work. I might not be tagged as player. Let's check if my player is tagged as player. My player is tagged as player. My player is colliding with this capsule. Let me look at the code. Scene loader. Okay, this code is for a 3D game. That's easy to fix. I will tell my AI, hey, this was for a 2D game. You gave me 3D code. This is looking for 3D collisions. That's my bad. I should have seen that when I first loaded it. Be vigilant. Watch out for these problems. So all I need to change on collision enter needs to be on collision enter 2D, and this should be a collision 2D instead of collision and collision enter. Now it should work. I saved that. Let me double check that that didn't reset the script's reference variables. So the string is still set to sample scene. Okay, now I think I should be able to collide with it. I made a mistake. I had it set to 3D instead of 2D in the script, which I did not specify to my AI. Okay, let's touch this portal. And I teleport to scene 1. Perfect. Now I'm in a different level. And I touch this portal and I teleport to scene 2, hopefully. Scene 2 couldn't be loaded because it has not been added to the active build profile or shared scene list. Okay, that's a great problem to have. For each of our scenes, we have to go to File. We have to go to Build Profiles. We have to click Open Scene List and Add Open Scenes. So I have scene 1, I have scene 3. I need to go to scene 2, and I need to click Add Open Scenes. Now I have all of my scenes in my build profile. Now my portals will actually work. That was the last step. We should be done. Everything looks good on my end. Let me just double check. There's one more thing I want to do. Levels 2 and levels 3 look exactly the same. I'm just going to change the colors one more time for this level. I'll make this a, red level. It doesn't really matter. Just so you can see the difference between my levels. Obviously, your levels should have different challenges, different objectives, introduce different enemies, stuff like that. The other thing that we're probably going to notice, and we can maybe change this later, but our coins that we've collected reset at the end of each level. Sample scene 2. Did I spell it wrong? Sample scene 2. Sample scene 2 could not be loaded. So not be active to the active build profile. Sample scene 2, file, build profiles, sample scene, spacebar 2. Maybe I need to do the spacebar too. Sample scene. Usually spacebars cause errors, so now I'm a little not sure if this is going to work, but let's try it. Why not? Always good to try things that might work. It looks like it has a space in it, so maybe this will work now. So I'm in sample scene 2. I touch this. I go to scene 3. Okay, perfect. It needed a space, it looks like. That's fine. Check your variables. Make sure you're naming things the same way. And we can use these portals to hop between different scenes. Now, in other programming languages, there have been ways I've seen to save variables globally, meaning between different levels. I actually am not sure how to do that in Unity. So that we might have to look into. It's actually nice that my health resets between levels. That makes sense to me. But my coins should carry over between levels. Unless you want to make it, you could add one if statement to each of your things that say, you know, you can add in your code, you could say scene loader. You could say like if player.coins, you know, you need a reference to your player. So public player controller, and then like inside of this if statement, or actually in this condition, you could say if the game object is player, and Chris, mute that, and if and player controller dot coin. Okay, my thing's glitching out, but you could do and check for the coins. Coins is greater than 5. You could have them have some kind of coins they need to leave the level. Ask your AI, show the AI your player code, and you could also do that. That could be a cool way to integrate it. You could ask your AI how to save coins globally so they don't reset between scenes. I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys make multiple levels this week, I'd be really happy. On Wednesday, probably we'll look over how to use the asset store to use online assets to make our game very pretty very quickly.